Great. Let's get started. Ben, great to have you. Ben Ellermann from Muuuh. Welcome to Cards Against Complexity.
Thank you, Jan. I'm very happy to be here.
And where I'm from, in Münster, we can say Moin. Osnabrück is not too far away. So Moin, and welcome to the podcast that we're recording in Hamburg.
Thank you. Moin.
And before we start, typically I would love to understand a bit where you're coming from, what brought you not only to this Service Summit today, but into your role at Muuuh. So maybe you tell us a bit what is Muuuh and what's your role at Muuuh?
Okay, so first of all, I'm a political scientist. This is what I studied, and then I started working in the digital sphere for a social network in the pre-Facebook era, and from there I stumbled to BUW, which was the biggest owner-operated BPO in Europe, around 6,000 employees. And I helped funding the digital branch there. It was called BUW Digital, and we back then were teaching large B2C brands how they can establish social customer care, chat, community management, etc. So back then, no AI and everything pretty human, but in the digital sphere, and the classic BPOs were all doing phone calls and emails and forms and stuff like that, and we were focusing on how to make a good public dialogue that everybody can see. Pretty exciting time at the beginning of, I guess it was 2012. And then from there, I went to an insurance branch, and in parallel, the owner of BUW, Jens Bormann, one of the two owners, decided to sell the company. And in parallel, he decided to spin off a little part. So he carved out like 60 or 70 people from the biggest, from the big Muuuh group. And this was the nucleus from BUW, sorry, and this was then the nucleus for the Muuuh group.
Very exciting. So actually part of a big group initially. Now you're this, like in the beginning, probably startup, a bit more fast and agile. But now Muuuh is a real brand. I mean, you're standing for customer service, customer experience. Maybe tell us a bit about your work with customers. Where do you help them?
Yeah, sure. I mean, this was 8 years ago. As I started, we were 70 people, and in my part, Muuuh Next, we were 2 persons, and now we are around 350 in the group, I guess. And our mission is building customer-centric companies, which is bit abstract, I would say, but this drives us, and we are helping companies in almost every aspect they need to focus on to have a good customer relationship.
Perfect. We'll jump into this in a second because there's plenty of AI today next to all the social and tech that we can bring into customer interactions. Before we do that, we'll play a round of Cards Against Complexity. I mean, that's the title of the podcast, so we got to go there.
I'm a bit nervous right now.
We'll see. We'll open the window. I think this is all straightforward. Let's see what we get here. So you get a card deck here. I had a chance to look under it for a second. The way it works for everybody who's listening in for the first time. So we're playing Cards Against Complexity. And the idea is basically left-hand card is going to be a sentence that we have to complete. Right-hand side, you've got a few options, and we'll figure out which one it is. And we'll get started. So a client of yours asks for creative ways to become more customer-centric. That seems like a thing you might be able to help with. You suggest weekly sessions where the team role plays as angry customers. I can imagine that. Empowering customers by letting them decide the price of a product. That's very, very customer-centric. Or letting your customer of the month design one feature in the product roadmap. But wait for it. No input from your team. You'll just do it. Which one is the most customer-centric way you would choose?
I like the first option most. So weekly sessions where the team role plays as angry customers. I guess it would be necessary that the insights on the customer are very well analyzed by the team to do exactly that. So that they're not just angry, but they are angry in exactly the representative way,
in a productive way. I'm just imagining that team actually leashing out at each other and screaming and getting full on emotional. I mean, that's a way definitely to feel the customer's pain, I guess.
Absolutely. I like the idea. Maybe I'll try it.
We'll try role playing with angry customers, but please, when you try this at home, try it to be productive. Take a few learnings away. Although that seems like a fun activity to go after. So there's different ways to be customer centric. One way is to role play, and angry customers is one way, but maybe role play the customer journey. One important way how this all changed, I think, recently is AI. And we're now on the Service Summit. Everybody talks about AI. Many people want to learn about it. You've done a lot already with AI with your customers. Maybe you can talk us a bit through what's the potential that you see from AI in customer service for everyone who maybe hasn't fully seen the future yet, which I think you might have seen already in some of your customer situations.
Okay, so first of all, we are doing conversational AI for around 6 years now, so we have plenty of experience in this area, even though we all know ChatGPT since, I would say, maybe 2 years. Yeah. And this is a new AI paradigm. So AI before, but now a more intense form of AI, which has a lot of benefits. You can automate use cases that couldn't have been automated before. Yeah. But before we were working with interpretation and then a so-called process-driven dialogue, and so we had no black box AI. Now we have a black box AI, which makes it necessary to test and simulate even more, and which leads to the fact that we have a lot of people running around and telling everybody, hey, we can do everything with AI, because they're not focusing on a robust process and something that is at least 98% reliable. Yeah. And this is the most important challenge we see at the moment, I would say. After all, I guess AI can lead to a change in the whole customer service and customer experience industry if we start investing the savings to improve the customer experience. Then we will be able to make customers in every vertical more happy than they are today. I guess if you're looking to the last 2 to 4 years, we had a big of we had some points where our society changed, and we weren't really able to address this properly in customer care. This is how it feels for me sometimes. And I mean, I'm a consumer as well. You're a consumer, and I really love good customer care moments. This is something that really makes me happy, and I'm not experiencing them a lot. Most of the time, it's either mediocre or fatal. And this is something that we can change, because we'll be able to generate savings on the one hand to make these funds available for customer experience, and on the other hand, AI helps really to take a walk in the head of your customers in a more structured and data-driven manner. Example, usually the first things when we are creating a phone bot for a company is we're starting with routing. And if you're doing routing with an AI-based phone bot, then you're generating a lot of insights, not only the routing goal, but how the customer is addressing the routing goal. And this is a form of insight that most companies don't even think about. They often they have no exact understanding of how the customers articulate and what the customers want to reach. But this is very crucial to optimize your customer care.
So like AI in there, not only to get that kind of conversation that everybody suddenly expects from ChatGPT and the likes, they expect it of their customer service even more so today, but also as insight for an organization. So you've seen what's possible, right? You're putting voice bots and voice AI into practice. If you look at your customers, what are the most successful ones doing right now that make them successful in this versus maybe the ones that are not so successful? What are they missing out on? So what is it that I have to do to make this a success for me already today?
I guess you have to start. This is the most important part.
As all, right? Like this is like going to the gym or everywhere else. I don't know what's the best start.
But if you compare conversational AI, no matter it's a phone or if it's a phone bot project or a voice bot project, then the data-driven optimization is something that needs to have very large room in the process and in the project. And a good example, HSE, it's a selling phone bot. It's a tailor shopping experience. So the customers are looking in the TV, they're seeing a product that they like, then they started calling. They're very loyal customers, so they're calling a lot, and they're a very strong peak business. So special days like Mother's Days, etc. pp. They have a lot of BPOs with a lot of vendors, but they need to have this constant reachability. And in the past, it was a touch tone based experience, which feels pretty odd and which is not able to cross sell. And we then created a new experience for 3 million calls per year. It has a conversion rate of 70%. And the handover rate to a human agent is, beneath 2%. Which is absolutely insane, the best we could ever achieve. Yeah. But we started, I guess, somewhere around 10%, which is also pretty good. But the delta, 8% points, it's real money if you're talking about sales. And the way was very structured because we were able to analyze how the customers are behaving in the phone bot. And we had the possibility in the business case to think about how can we make the experience better. And so we worked on this for 3 years. And now we have this, it's not rock solid. It's right through the sky, good KPIs.
Wow, that's also a journey, right? So it's like one thing is to get started, don't wait. And then it's about a journey. It's 3 years. I mean, it requires some dedicated work to go through. But if I'm in the beginning, and let's say I would be committed to do this for 3 years, how do I get started? Like, what's a easy way? Like, I've got my contact center set up. Maybe I've got a help desk system where my tickets come in. How do I get my team to think about this and my organization?
Yeah. So, I mean, usually there are conferences like the one we are attending here, and you're speaking with different vendors, and each vendor has his own philosophy. I would say this inspires you, and usually this is the first stage of selecting a platform. Which would be my advice number one, do it with a platform. Don't take of course, there are cases where it makes sense to have one specialized solution for one use case. But the fun thing when you're having a conversational AI platform is you can start with one topic that is rather horizontally, like the routing I just proposed. And then you see a lot of potentials that you can then work on. Yeah. And this is, I guess, a decision that I would want my team to make because it's important to find something future-proof. Yeah. Which, by the way, is a totally underrated criteria in RFPs. Yeah. You need a future-proof solution, not just one that is addressing your exact requirements at the very moment, but a team where you have the impression that this team will successfully lead the platform to the future and can address your pains and your visions.
Yeah. So future-proof, definitely bring some time because you want to improve, but get started because then you get the data and then you can get improvements. Really, really helpful, I think, for like as a framework to think about how to bring AI in there. Now let's transition a bit to. It's not all perfect yet, right? So you talked about a few KPIs that you reached. What is the limit, basically? So you've got agents today, right? You've got people that people can talk to. Now people talk to AI, but at some point the AI has to hand over work. Like, where's the limit of what AI can do in an organization at your customers?
I would say there is one limit at the moment that has to do with now English will be a problem because I don't know the word. So Werturteile. So if you have decisions that need to be made by the AI or the agent, then typically. If you ask 100 agents the same question, you get 3 or 4 or 5 different ways to handle it, because it's not 100% clear how this should be processed. And if you have such a situation, then the AI will of course have the same problem to face or to address, but then you're making it appear in a more or less structural process. This is problematic. So first level questions for first level customer care, like if you're looking to e-commerce, where is my parcel? Yeah. How can I handle my refund? How can I change my address? Where is my invoice? This is a pretty clear and rock solid process that you can, in most cases, easily automate when your systems are prepared for that. Yeah. This would be another challenging area, of course. But complex questions where even agents are not 100% sure how to handle it are, of course, very complicated to be handled by an AI.
Yeah, and so there's, cuts against complexity. There's ways to deal with this. There's probably all material for a separate conversation, Ben. Yeah. But thanks for going all the way through this. I mean, the clear benefits I think that you're seeing. I mean, in impressive numbers with your customers today, how they implement AI, how they get results with it. Main message I take away from this for everyone else is get started.
And call me. This is maybe something I should have told before. If you want to start with it, just give me a call, because you not just only need a good software platform, but an integrator that has a lot of experience.
Yeah, and that's get the right partner on the way, and then get started. Know that it's a journey. Make it a journey. Get the data, get the analytics together, and then results will follow. Thank you so much, Ben. It was a real pleasure.
Pure pleasure, Jan.
And let's hope, when we do this customer centricity experiment next, let's figure out which team we start with angry customers, that it's actually going to be a fun and productive activity. I think it's something to try out. I might not put it as a main advice here. Let's take the main advice. Let's get started. I think that's a nice note to close this. We'll close this now, but we'll get started on the next conversations outside with the next teams that you can probably help get AI out there.
Love that.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you.